Hello historians, today is our second day of working on our Smithsonian Big Six Pivotal Moments research project. Make sure you have your packet out there. That looks like this. And today we're also going to be utilizing the Big Six vocabulary flashcards that you were given. That was kind of an assignment that was due today. And then normally we do this on a Friday, so if that's the case, we will have watched the weekend wrap-in class. All right, so you need to have these out and ready to go. We are going to make sure that we have the correct words associated with each one of these flashcards. These words are part of the American values that we are going to use to identify how they relate to moments in history. Okay, and we're also going to utilize this page in our packet. This is assignment 2, American Values Glossary. Be ready to write down definitions in your own words as we look at the vocabulary flashcard answers. So I'm going to give you the answer on the vocab, and then I'm going to put it in my own words. You can choose to write mine, or you can write it in your own words to summarize that. But by the end of this lesson, each one of these will be identified, and you will have the answers written in, and you will have the answers on your flashcards as well. So here we go. So this is our first flashcard. To be free to decide many things about our lives, Americans value freedom to choose where we go, what we do, and how we are going to be governed. And this is liberty. So I'm going to put this in my own words, and I'm going to then we're going to transfer this onto the American Values Glossary. Okay. The use of power as appointed by law, honor, or standards to support fair treatment and due reward. Americans value rewards for doing right and punishments for doing wrong. This is justice. Okay? Right and wrong are enforced. Wrong is punished. So you'll want to write that into the spot. No, notice I'm not going necessarily in order. I'm going in order of the purple flashcards. So you'll make sure that you write it into the correct place on your assignment 2 sheet in your Pivotal Moments packet. Everyone must follow the law established by people and carried out by the government. No one is above the law or gets preferred treatment. That is rule of law. Laws are made by people we elect to government, and no one is supposed to get away with breaking the law. So transfer that into the American Values Glossary in the packet. The powers of government are restricted so that everyone from citizens to powerful leaders must obey the law. That is limited government. And this is how I define it in my own words. The people we elect to government are supposed to follow the laws, and the government is restricted in power. Okay, so transfer that into your American Values Glossary. The right of different groups of people to receive the same treatment. All citizens are given the same rights under the law. That's equality. Nice big equal sign there. Okay, everyone is protected and has the same rights. Copy that into your glossary. Every citizen has specific rights that no government can take away. The government exists to protect the rights of the people. That's individual rights. Every citizen has the same rights that no government or power can take from you. And that we put the picture of the Bill of Rights on there because that's a great list of 10 rights that no government can take away from us. Okay, so put that into your glossary page in the packet. In an election, the larger number of voters make the decision for their local, state, or national government. Okay, so the will of the majority overrides people who don't necessarily agree all the time. So that's majority rule. Many decisions for our country are made when more people vote for it or voice their approval for something. So put that answer into, or put it in your own words, into the American Values Glossary Assignment 2. Laws that protect minority groups from a powerful majority that might prevent them from experiencing equal rights is minority rights. Okay, the will of the majority cannot take away rights from the minorities. Okay. Americans value whatever helps most people in a community or country. We desire programs and organizations that help bring us progress. So common good is the answer to that one. American invests in things that will help do good and bring progress to the most people in our country. Okay, so put that into your glossary. And the last one, Americans share in the power to govern ourselves. All power is given to the government by the citizens. That's popular sovereignty. Some of these words like popular sovereignty we used in Unit 1 because we talked about how these are values that we have that our founding fathers used when they wrote our Constitution and set up the framework for our government. So we show that we the people vote to govern ourselves, and the government gets its powers from us. Sovereignty means the ability to self-govern. So we make sure that as Americans, one of the things we value is the right to be a part of the government process. Okay, so now your American values glossary should be complete. Okay, you should have all the terms completed for your flashcards. And ultimately, one of these words will be used as your title for whichever pivotal moment image you select for the project. So one of these 10 words will be your Big Six project's title, and you will use it to form your thesis statement. So in class, we took some time to look at some different images together. And that's what we did here. Here's an example of one. So of those 10 words, which American value is being shown? Okay, many students will recognize that this is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and there's a giant group of people there to hear him speak. Okay, so of those 10 words, one example could be minority rights. He's a minority. Many of the people there to listen to him, not all, but many of them are actually people from a minority group, African Americans at that time period. And so here's an example. This photo shows Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. when he spoke at the Civil Rights March and gave his famous I Have a Dream speech. His speech was televised and inspired Americans to take action to end segregation and systematic racism. This pivotal moment shows the American value of minority rights because Dr. King was a leader in the civil rights movement to gain more rights for minorities. Okay, so that could be an example of, you could just take this whole thing. This pivotal moment shows the American value of minority rights because Dr. King was a leader in the civil rights movement to gain more rights for minorities, and that could actually be your thesis statement if this was your picture for your pivotal moments project. Okay, and guess what? There can be more than one good choice for an American value reflected in your photo. We looked at 10 words, many more than just that one could be used. So another option could have been equality, because Dr. King was one of many civil rights movement leaders who worked to bring equal treatment to Americans of color. Okay, another word that could maybe work is liberty, because Dr. King believed that all people, including people of color, deserve the right to be free to make choices for how to live their lives. Okay, so you notice that there could be more than one right answer. Your choice for which word can be, there could be really more than one good option for you, and you just have to make sure that based on the research you do and the background information you find out, you can justify, you can explain in your own thinking why this word, or whichever word you choose, applies to this moment in history. Okay, so here's one more. Individual rights. Because Dr. King was practicing his First Amendment right to freedom of speech, to speak out against racism, discrimination, and segregation. Okay, all of those words would get a great score on the thesis portion of the project. So taking a look at the sample, the good sample, student sample that we analyzed in yesterday's assignment, this person used equality as their term, and they explained it in their thesis statement. This photograph is about equality because equality is the right of different groups of people to receive the same treatment. And then they applied it to the situation that they researched. Rosa Parks was a citizen who was concerned about racial discrimination and inequality. Okay, there it is. There's the thesis statement. Yay! Okay, on the poor example, we don't have that. They wrote a thesis statement, but it was not very well written. It was not at the top of their page, and it did not have any background information explained, and they did not put it in the title. Sad. So in class together, we went through this next assignment. This is the American values. for each one, there's an image, a moment in American history, and then there's some background information. And then we go and we decide which of these words should we use and why. Okay, so this example has been done for you. Here's the next example. We've kind of looked at this together because this is the example image from the Pivotal Moment Project good sample. Okay, so I said equality, and I just took exactly what the student sample had said. Rosa Parks believed in taking a stand against discrimination and equality and inequality. Okay, so your assignment for tomorrow, as homework over the weekend, is to complete the rest of that. You need to make sure that your glossary of American values is completed. We did that together, so if you need to go back, make sure you click back and pause it. Okay, you need to also do this American Values Thesis practice assignment, doing the next 3 together on your own. Okay, and you need to make sure that day 1 assignment is completed. So all of these things will actually need to be done before you can sign up for your project topic on Monday when we do the Wonder Wander. You're going to want to make sure that these are done because you want to make sure that as soon as you've taken a peek at many of the images, there are 50, you're going to want to make sure that you get to sign up for the one that interests you most, so that you get to do research on a topic that you're excited about. So make sure that you have all your homework done for the next time we meet. Thanks for following along and have a great day.